New counter-terrorism measures will soon be unveiled to improve security at regional airports, but concerns are growing the costs involved could make flights to some towns unviable. The federal government's plans for major security upgrades to regional airports is expected to be announced in the next few weeks. The ABC understands the changes will include mandating more scanning of passengers and baggage at regional airports and in some more remote locations. Earlier this year, a terrorism plot to smuggle a bomb aboard a flight at Sydney Airport was thwarted, but it prompted the federal government to reassess airport security. Regional airports were identified as a weak link and around 170 have now been reviewed. Currently, there is no mandatory screening of passengers when a plane weighs less than 20 tons, meaning travelers can arrive at major capital city airports unchecked. In some regional airports, there are carriers flying larger jets that have to scan their passengers, while competitors with smaller jets flying exactly the same routes do not have to. The ABC understands this will be altered under the changes to be announced, as well as the option of full-body scanners being introduced to some of the larger regional airports. The extra scanning would be a prominent security upgrade, but not necessarily the most effective, according to experts. You can scan their bags, but if you want to put a bomb on board, you can still do it, aviation security consultant Roger Henning told the ABC. You just put the parcel in as air freight, hand it over the counter, it goes on the aeroplane. It's a shemozzle. Newly appointed Home Affairs Minister, Peter Dutton, is expected to announce the changes in January, as transport safety issues have been absorbed into his new wide-reaching Home Affairs portfolio. That concerns opposition infrastructure and transport spokesman, Anthony Albanese, who wants safety and the needs of regional communities to be factored in alongside counter-terrorism concerns. If the cost of new security regulations is passed on to owners and operators of regional airlines and airports, it could threaten the viability of services. They provide essentially a lifeline to the economy of those regional cities by giving access to the capital cities on a daily basis. Aviation security consultant, Roger Henning, agreed some of the regional air services were already borderline, if not already, trading on the edge of absolute insolvency. These airports are vital to people who live outside of capital cities and we've been very slack indeed in terms of addressing their needs. He believes there needs to be a differentiation between security concerns facing major airports and the safety issues for regional and remote airports. It's a security risk but not a terrorist security risk. It's a risk that something will go wrong, an incident will involve an aeroplane. Mr. Dutton declined to comment. Basic upgrades would go a long way to improving pilot and passenger safety, according to the Royal Flying Doctor Service, RFDs. Proper fencing for smaller airfields would not only keep people out of secure spaces, but also animals.